This notice, oh, that's the Virginia Power Bill, but let me take that off the screen for a minute. Let's go to this. Um, we received this notice from Harbor Square. I'm going to show it to you on the screen here. It's addressed to me, and it shows, I got an overhead here. We'll show you it on the overhead cam. And it shows you, says first notice of a lease violation. See that? And then it says down here you have 21 days. I'm just going to summation here. As long as that occurrence doesn't happen again, then you won't be kicked out of here. See what happened on the 29th? If it happens again, then they'll kick you out if it happens in 21 days or less. And it goes on about the spiel about going to court, having the right to appeal, with a judge if you need it for disability or you need an interpreter or something like that, then you do that because by law they have to quote all that stuff. So this was sent out on the 29th of April. While we were outside, me and Kathy Tucker both received this first violation. And this was received on the 29th this is when it was filed on the 29th of April, and we got it today on the 4th day of May. So it took her a while to put it together, I guess, to get it all together, because she didn't get it out to us till today. She probably mailed it Friday, and then we received it today through the mail, instead of her just bringing it to us, because, the office is just across the street from us, So that's what it says here. It says lease agreement violation. It says notice of lease violation. Okay, and then it has the numbers here where you can call. It says telephone, and it has the facsimile or fax number. Then it has the TDD or TTY, deaf and hearing impaired number there at the top there, where you can contact them about it. It says if you have any questions about this or you don't understand something, you can call them to talk to them at the office. So I've called the office at their number and asked to speak with Nancy. So I really can't do anything more about that. But basically, this is a technicality because nobody was out there. It wasn't a hazard at the time when we were sitting out there because nobody was coming down the steps. No one was coming up the steps. And nobody was around because we've always sat out there. So basically, that's basically what that's about. It's like the way they're getting here, it's like a witch hunt. And they're trying to find ways to get rid of people, trying to kick them out. And that's just one example of what I see here it looks like. And, it's getting really crazy. I'm telling you, they're finding new ways on how to get rid of people in here and who live in HUD. And I think that's what they're doing right here, folks. This is it at the finest. And the landlord, she made it abundantly clear, Kristen, who's the landlord, she said to us, she's just here for the business. She's not here to be your friend. She's not here to socialize. She's just here mainly to carry out the business, meaning to carry the sword. To carry it, to follow it to the letter. And she's just really here just to pat her way to up the ladder and to, basically to live on the power because she lets the power go to her head. And I think that's what's happening essentially here. Usually Nancy would just warn us verbally and tell us to, get up and not write us up and send us a citation. Because we would just get up and we would move. And it was never a problem or it never became an issue. But, it's getting crazy here. But I just want to share that. And Nancy's supposed to call me sometime probably tomorrow. And talk to her about this violation about it. Because I think it's really overdone myself. Because I never got a violation like this of this kind ever living here. So, I've been here, 6 years? So, it just seems a little extreme. So, but anyway, Col-harbor, they a couple weeks ago had a mysterious virus going around that was making kids sick. Over 90 kids got sick. What it was is they contracted the rotavirus. And that was reported in the news. WTVR cited that. And they found out that the virus was a rotavirus. It's an intestinal-like flu, intestinal-like stomach-like intestinal virus that affects the intestines and it gives you diarrhea, nausea, you can throw up, and it gives you a fever. And it basically those are the symptoms of it. And kids normally get it. And usually it's caused by something being touched that's not sanitary or clean. Or somebody didn't wash their hands. And so they end up touching somebody that didn't wash their hands or something that somebody touched it was infected with the virus, and that's how it probably spread. That's probably what happened there in the news. And then also another thing we want to talk about, Mr. Poward and his son, I think his name was Jonathan, was returned back to his home yesterday. Hanover County brought him there, and now he's been reunited with his mother. However, Mr. Poward, the one that was mentally unstable, who was on psychotropic drugs, and who left sporadically without giving any indication, even though he didn't show no actions of violence. There's no charges against him. However, they're trying to hold him for right now to find out if there is any charges, if there's going to be any charges, because right now he doesn't have any charges in Hanover. However, in North Carolina, he may have some charges there for child endangerment. It's coming out of North Carolina. So, he may be having to answer for charges down there and being extradited down there to go to jail. Right now, he's in Hanover County waiting to see what comes out of that. So anyway, that's some of the things hitting the news this hour. The U.S. has sent out support troops out to Nepal to help out after the 7.6 earthquake. There's been over 20-some thousand that have been found that are dead. And numbers amongst the rebel and the dead may be found. A number of scores and more will probably be found. So please be in prayer of Nepal, I said Nepal, but Nepal, and be in prayer for the people at this time in that region of the world, that they get both help and missionary relief and financial support at this time. And also be in prayer for our military and the country and the things that are going on here, how we're going more and more into tyranny. And it's not good. And then the country gives up their safety for security. That's when you lose out to tyranny. You're not really safe, really, unless you have liberty. Liberty is what gives us security and safety. However, when you're under tyrannical rule and law and dictation or regulations, this is the opposite of what really security and safety really is. Tyranny doesn't promise any of that. That's a false type of peace. If you do anything wrong, there really isn't no peace under tyranny, according to Thomas Jefferson. Those are the words that he said. Those are the words I repeat, because those are very valid and very true. Thanks you. A short in the news segment today. Please donate. Please support us any way that you can so we can do more, enable us to do more by buying our products and services and trying out our cleaning products and computer work and IT work and taxation and more services that we do. Call us up at 804-789-9373 for more details. Or you can call me up at 804-399-8244 for more details. Find out more about that. As far as the meeting goes about me being a vice president to get my position back, I haven't heard nothing more on it from Susan, because that sort of seems to be the theme of Susan. She don't know how to follow through or follow up with things. I haven't got no notices about it, just like when I was dismissed from the office and voted out was a secret meeting they had 4 weeks ago. I never got no notice of any inclination of any kind to be warned, or never was notified. Nobody came over here or nothing. They just voted me out. So that's just kind of how they operate here. And they don't operate by common rules or Murphy laws or policy, like that state the way you normally would do those kinds of things. So that's what happens when you have somebody in there that thinks they know things when they don't know things. And this is the result of what you see. So anyway, this is the news. I'll keep you up to date, let you know what's going on with this violation, let you know what Nancy says. And we'll try to get this, I think we'll get this resolved, because I think this is way overboard. Because, the landlord was out here talking to us, Kristen was out here talking to us the day she issued that thing. She was sitting there smiling and blushing when she gave it to us. And she sat there talking to us, too, and didn't say a word about a violation. And she didn't say nothing. Like we're supposed to know every inch of those rules, And then she cited that we signed that on the 14th to try to, in a way to make it look like we're supposed to know every bit of them. Even though I read them, I don't memorize all those rules. I read them. I'm familiar with them, but I don't memorize them every word for word. I don't think the landlord does either. But however, they might if they got to go to court for something. I see if they keep acting like this, I could see Kristen losing her job. Another thing I could see is them going to a lot of court, getting tied up in court, because some people in here have money. And I'm not threatening, I'm just saying the truth about the thing. They're going to be going to court for all this stuff. They keep doing this stuff, this overboard and overreacting stuff. Because this is crazy. I've never got a violation for being outside. And I shouldn't get one now. I don't think it should be wrong to sit in the breezeway, especially when no one's not around. And nobody's coming. They're coming. I move the heck out the way before they get here. I'm totally off the steps and out of the way, so I'm not in their way. And just like when Barbara came down, she looked at me and she said, "Yep, you're fine. Everything's fine. You're fine." We were talking. Barbara was talking to us too, the one over top of Danny. Danny, he was out there too talking. We were all out there talking. Miriam was out there with us a little bit, but then she went inside. So, a lot of people were out, that day, on Wednesday on the 29th of April. So I'm not telling nobody. I'm just saying the truth. You know, we weren't loitering. We live here. Now, if we were outside, then loitering technically would apply. But when you live somewhere, that's not technically, and you pay the lease and you live in a community, that's not technically loitering. Unless you're out there and you don't live there. That's when it becomes a loitering matter. You know, so I don't know how you can be loitering when you're in your breezeway. But anyway, I'll see you later. And I love you, and take care. And this is in the news from DeSilvis Media. See you later for now.